Oh, hello. Let's see if we are live. All right, so you're gonna be looking right there. Do you see a live thing on your thing?
Yes, I do.
All right. So, hey everybody, this is Fran Harris. We are live with Coach Karen Aston, and one of the things we wanted to do is to bring you a live version of Ask Karen Aston. You guys know that every Tuesday at 10:30, Karen answers a question from fans, things that you guys want to know about either the profession or the team or how the season is going. And so today we thought we would bring you a couple of minutes of her doing this live. So we're going to go ahead and kick this off with one question, Karen. First of all, Karen, you want to say good morning to everybody?
Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday.
Opening comments, Karen. How's the team doing? We haven't played since Sunday. What's happening? Just a general opening address.
Well, we're in finals right now, so it's been a little bit stressful for the players. Coaches actually are a lot more relaxed right now than they are. So we took a few days off and got back on the practice floor yesterday. A little bit ragged, but that's always to be expected during finals week, but I think they'll be anxious to get this week over with.
All right, one of the questions that's come in, and guys, just so you know, we're going to do this probably for about 15 minutes. So if you got questions, you want to make sure you post them either on Twitter at Texas WBB or go to our Facebook page, which is where the live link is, and post your questions there, and Coach A will answer those questions. So Karen, one of the questions that we've been getting lately is, how difficult is it to have 13 to 14 players and try to keep everybody happy?
Well, it's really not that difficult. I think our style of play feeds into that. We like to play up tempo, like to press a lot, and actually we like to get in foul trouble. So all of those things equate to being able to play a lot of players. I like the way our team is right now. I think everybody's unselfish. They understand that, or they're beginning to definitely understand that they can maximize their minutes and max out from an effort perspective, and then someone else can come in and do the same thing. So I think they've bought into it. It's been fun. Everybody feels involved. So I think as long as people feel involved and they feel like they're contributing in some manner, then it makes for better chemistry.
Another question we've got is, you're in your third year. Do you feel like you've exceeded expectations for yourself, or is this just about where you thought you would be your third year?
I think we're where I not necessarily thought we should be, but where I wanted to be. I wanted to be in the third year in a situation where we had opportunity to win championships, to be on a national stage, to be recognized nationally and respected nationally, and I think that we're in that place. I definitely think we have a long way to go, but I am comfortable with where we are right now.
All right, let's get into the season. You had a big win over Stanford. What do you think that did for the team? That's what someone asked a couple of days ago. What do you think the win over Stanford did to the team to propel it to the next level?
I thought it gave our older players a ton of confidence, and not even just them, everybody involved in the program. I mean, they put a lot of time into their summer conditioning, preparation for the season, and to be able to reap the benefits of the hard work, and it sort of fed their fire. They've had the fire, no question about it, but I think it has to be fed every now and then, and I thought the win did that. To put it simply, it fed a fire.
All right, and then you come home and you beat Tennessee. You hadn't beaten Tennessee as a head coach in 2 tries. What was that victory like?
It was a little subdued feeling. I was surprised, actually, at our players' reaction to the win. Obviously, I thought they were very excited in Stanford, and then really pretty excited about the win against UCLA, although they were ready to come home. But the win against Tennessee seemed not necessarily overwhelming to our players or to our coaches. I thought it was a win that they expected to have, that they felt comfortable having, and it was sort of like they were ready to move on to the next thing. It was good while it lasted, but I thought the reaction was mature for our team.
All right, one question that we get probably once every 2 weeks for AKA is, what do you look for in a recruit?
Whew. On the inside, I want a motor. I want to see a player that really has a high motor, plays with a lot of intensity, a lot of spirit. If you looked at a couple of players on our team, one would be Breonna Taylor that caught my eye out of the middle of nowhere, just because I spotted her motor. And then you start to see a trend in recruiting that those are the kind of players I like. I also like players that come from winning backgrounds. I think that that's something that's very difficult to teach on the college level, which is that innate ability to understand how to dig a little deeper and do the things that it takes to win championships. And I think you can see a trend also with our recruiting process that we are looking for players that understand how to win.
All right, looking ahead, you've got a couple of games before the Christmas break. One question was, how do you stay motivated against teams that, from the outside, people don't see them as tough as Stanford or Tennessee?
Well, I think, first of all, if you look at our game against Northwestern State last year, you would see that we struggled against them. They're very, very difficult to defend. They execute really well, and they are a team that will challenge us in some different areas. Maybe from a talent perspective, we're supposed to have more. But what they do really well, so it will challenge us to be disciplined, which I like that. I like that we're going to have to be focused and disciplined, and then McNeese will bring the same thing to the table. So I think these are games that will keep us mentally sharp because you have to execute against them. You have to do the things right from a basketball perspective. And, you know, our practice keeps us pretty sharp. There's competition every day in practice, which is what I think is the most important thing on the college level, is that people are competing every day for playing time, and so it makes practice more spirited, it makes it more fun.
And one question that came in a few weeks ago is, how do you feel the new Dell Medical Center is going to play into the ability to keep the fans engaged at the Gorman Center because of all the construction?
Well, I think, first of all, you have to look at it from a university perspective and a community perspective. It's a phenomenal thing that we have gain the ability to have a medical school. I think it takes our institution and our university to a different level from an academic standpoint, and I think we are offering some opportunities in the community that weren't here before. So you have to, it's a win. It's a win for everyone. And what happens to the Irwin Center and what happens with our parking and all of that, we're just going to have to deal with that, because I think in the long run, this is a wonderful opportunity for our university to take another step.
There are always lots of questions about the rankings, and if you've watched on our Facebook page, the fans get pretty spirited about whether the polls got it right or they didn't. How do you feel about where the team is ranked at this point in the national polls?
You know, I think everybody's been talking about that a lot because there seems to be a little more parity right now in the women's game, and you've seen a lot of upsets. I heard just the other day that there were 10 upsets already in the top 10, what people deemed as upsets. So I think that it's become fun for the fans to talk about the next game, you know, in the top 25 or in the top 10, and I don't know that we're where we need to be. I don't think anybody knows that right now. So we just need to keep moving along, keep getting better every day, and quite honestly, our team doesn't talk about it a whole lot. We mention it every now and then, but I do think that they know, we have enough maturity on our team that they know that the Big 12 is coming, and it's a different season, it's a new season, and none of this stuff matters once January 3rd rolls around.
What about the status of certain players, several players who have been out for Texas? People have been asking about, okay, when Imani McGee-Stafford comes back, how does this change anything for Texas?
Well, it's exciting to think that we can have more depth. In particular, everybody's talked about our guard depth, but if we can get a little more depth at the post position, then, you know, it takes pressure off of Nneka Inipali and Kelsey Lang to not feel like they can't get in foul trouble or they can't do anything wrong. I think, and again, competition makes us better. But Imani is in practice right now and moving along. We're excited about, you know, the potential of her coming back. Nakia Jones is getting healthier, in better condition. And that's exciting because I think everybody knows what dynamic Nakia can bring to the table also. So I feel really good about where we are from a health perspective. We have a couple that have the sniffles and the flu right now and all of that, but from a collective whole, we feel really good about where we are.
All right, guys, we've got Coach Aston for a couple more minutes. So I know that you guys had questions that you posted over the last few weeks. We've asked at least a couple, at least half of those. So if you've got questions, go ahead and post them on our Twitter feed or our Facebook page. Coach Aston, how's it feel to go from the hunter to the hunted?
Well, I think it's okay. It's part of the process. And you feel like, first of all, I think in the Big 12, everybody is the hunted. I don't feel like anybody thinks that they can't beat anybody in the Big 12. I've been watching scores and watching teams in our league play. I think it's going to be better than it was last year, more competitive from top to bottom. So I think our team really, really has specific goals. They haven't been met yet, and we are taking one day at a time just because of that situation. Our team really, really is focused on the understanding that Big 12 play hasn't happened yet, and it's a long way to go. and they understand the grind of the league. So our maturity is so much different this year. You know, it's every day, one day at a time, and the older players are able to reset our younger players on days when we're not really very focused, and I think that's going to pay off for us.
What do you like about where your team is now, based on what you're doing well, and what are some of the areas that you're working on to get them to become better?
Well, I like where we are offensively as compared to the last 2 years. You know, I don't think that we're turning the ball over like we were, really maybe unforced. Paying a little more attention to the process of offense, reversing the basketball, being patient, taking better shots. I think our understanding of offense is better, and I'm pleased with that. I think our defense is good at times. I think it's really good at times, but I also think there are some times that we rest or we foul too much. And then I also think, just looking at our last game, I just didn't think we did some things defensively very well. So we've kind of gone back to work this week on that. I do think that we can add some dimensions defensively that will throw some people off balance. But again, it's going to take a commitment from all of our players to do the things right defensively. So I just think execution is so important in our league as we go down the stretch of league play. When everyone knows everything they're doing, then it becomes about execution. So we have to keep getting better.
A couple more questions, and let's talk about the players. Obviously, Kelsey Lang is one of the standouts that people are talking about now. She's having a really good season.
She is having a great season, and I think it's a testament to her hard work. She put a lot of work in this summer, and she's become mentally tougher. I'm not sure that she's probably much better offensively. I think people think she is, but I really think that she's mentally tougher. I think she understands how to take the contact, how to play through things, and that has enabled her to do what she does best, which is shoot the basketball. You know, what the thing about Kelsey is not getting comfortable. You know, she's a sophomore, she's still very young, and I have to keep her, you know, motivated. We all have to keep her mentally sharp so that she can keep getting better.
And Nneka and Polly's gotten a tremendous amount of, not even accolades at this point, but attention with all the preseason awards. Do you think that's a good thing for Nneka? What do you think Nneka's psychology is around those kinds of honors?
I think she's probably, you know, flattered and excited about it because she's worked hard, and I think she deserves the attention that she's getting. But I do think that she's one of those players that has, like I said before, she's experienced championships. She has experienced winning. So really what's in the back of Nneka's mind is she wants to finish the job that she started, and she wants to have a championship season. So I think she also understands that all those things come along with championships. So Nneka's very focused on being better, leading our team, trying to be consistent every day.
And no conversation would be complete without talking about the babies. Are the babies still babies?
There are babies that are in finals week right now, so they look a little scattered, and that's to be expected. The two things that happen to freshmen this time of the year: finals are a first for them, so they're overwhelmed, and then it's Christmas, and I'm ready to go home. I'm ready to see my family. I want a break. So getting them to this next place where we can give them a few days off is important. Not, you know, letting them be babies for a few minutes. When they come back, the babies are over. They're not babies anymore.
All right, Coach, final thoughts on why folks should come out and see this edition of Texas Women's Basketball.
Well, I think we have an exciting brand. You know, we have players that have so many different stories. And if they will take the time to get out here and see our team play and get to know our players, get to know our coaching staff, then I think they'll appreciate their stories and become connected to them. I also think we're a team that's exciting to watch play. You know, its style of play, product, all of those things have become, I think, fun. And they somewhat, I feel like, deserve the opportunity to play in front of people. I think that's what every college athlete wants. They want is to play in front of a crowd. So I would just encourage everybody. My thing is, come out, watch us once, and I think you'll be pleased and you'll want to come back.
All right, guys, I'm Fran Harris with Coach Karen Aston. We play on Sunday against Northwestern State. If you saw this game last season, you know, as Coach K said, it was a close game for a lot of the game. They were very well coached. Operations person Angela Ortega played at Northwestern State, so this is going to be building into a rivalry. So we'll see you guys on Sunday at 2 p.m. Hook 'em.
All right.
Thanks, Coach.